Background information on this text. Below is an excerpt from the Goodspeed Apocrypha, from the second book of Esdras, or 4 Ezra, chapter 7 verses 75 to 105. Known as the missing fragment, it was not entirely unknown in the West. Professor Johann Gildemeister, in 1865, discovered that a leaf had been excised from the Codex Sangermanensis, a Vulgate manuscript, now in Paris, from the Benedictine monastery of Saint-Germain-des-Prés. The conclusion was that all manuscripts of 2nd Esdras which do not contain the missing text were ultimately derived from the Codex Sangermanensis, after it had been mutilated, indicating that the leaf had been cut out. Very early in the volume's history, perhaps within a very few decades of its writing in AD 822. Only verses 75 to 105 of the missing fragment are shown in this excerpt. The complete book of 2 Esdras, including the entirety of the missing fragment, verses 36 to 105, may be found in the printed version of the Goodspeed Apocrypha. Students, support this work and keep it in print by purchasing your copy of the Goodspeed Apocrypha at your favorite Bible bookstore. Note from me, this is 2nd Esdra verses 75 through 105. These verses were stripped out of the original document because a certain monk did not like what it taught. The nerve of him! We know where he will spend his eternity. Please check the description box for the link to this text. 2nd Esdras reading concerning what happens when you die starts here. 2nd Esdras chapter 7. Verse 75. Then I answered and said, If I have found favor in your sight, Sovereign, show this also to your slave, whether after death, as soon as each one of us gives up his soul, we shall be faithfully kept at rest until those times come when you begin to renew the creation, or shall be tortured at once. Verses 76 to 80. And he answered me and said, I will show you that also, but you must not associate with those who have shown scorn, or count yourself among those who are tortured. For you have a treasure of works laid up with the Most High, but it will not be shown to you until the last times. For about death, the teaching is, when the final sentence goes forth from the Most High that a man is to die, when the soul departs from the body to return again to him who gave it, first of all it prays to the glory of the Most High, if it was one of those who scorned and did not observe the way of the Most High, and of those who have despised his law, and of those who hate those who fear God. Such spirits shall not enter dwellings but wander about thenceforth in torment, always grieving and sad, in 7 ways. Verses 81 to 87. Ways. The first way is that they have scorned the law of the Most High. The second way is that they can no longer make a good repentance, so that they may live. The third way is that they will see the reward destined for those who have believed the agreements of the Most High. The fourth way is that they will consider the torment destined for them in the last days. The fifth way is that they will see that the dwelling places of the others are guarded by angels in profound silence. The sixth way is that they will see that some of them will pass over to be tormented henceforth. The seventh way, which is worse than all the ways that have been mentioned, is that they will waste away in shame and be consumed in disgrace, and wither with fear, at seeing the glory of the Most High before whom they sinned while they lived, and before whom they are destined to be judged in the last times. Verses 88 to 90. But of those who have observed the ways of the Most High, this is the order, when they shall be separated from this fragile jar. In the time when they lived in it, they carefully served the Most High, though they were in danger every hour, so as to keep the law of the lawgiver perfectly. Therefore this is the teaching about them. Verses 91 to 96. First of all, they see with great rapture the glory of him who takes them up, for they will rest in 7 orders. The first order is that they have striven with much toil to conquer the wicked thought that was formed with them, so that it should not lead them away from life to death. The second order is that they see the labyrinth in which the souls of the ungodly wander, and the punishment that awaits them. The third order is that they see the testimony that he who formed them has borne to them, because when they were alive they faithfully observed the law which was given them. The fourth order is that they understand the rest which they now enjoy, gathered in their chambers, in great quietness, watched over by angels, and the glory that awaits them in the last days. The fifth order is that they exult that they have now escaped what is corruptible and will possess the future as their inheritance, and besides perceive the narrowness and toilsomeness from which they have been freed and the spaciousness they are destined to receive and enjoy in immortality. Verses 97-99. The sixth order is that it is shown to them how their face is destined to shine like the sun, and how they are to be made like the light of the stars, and be incorruptible thenceforth. The seventh order, which is greater than all those that have been mentioned, is that they will exult boldly, and that they will trust confidently, and rejoice fearlessly, for they hasten to see the face of him whom they served in life, and from whom they are to receive their reward when they are glorified. These are the orders of the souls of the upright, as henceforth proclaimed, and the above ways of torture are those which those who would not give heed will henceforth suffer. Verses 100-105. And I answered and said, Then will time be given the souls after they are separated from the bodies, to see what you have told me of. And he said to me, They have freedom for 7 days, to see on the 7 days the things you have been told, and afterward they will be gathered in their dwellings. And I answered and said, If I have found favor in your sight, show me, your slave, further, whether on the day of judgment the upright will be able to intercede for the ungodly, or to beseech the Most High on their behalf, fathers for sons, or sons for parents, brothers for brothers, relatives for their kinsmen, and friends for those who are most dear to them. And he answered me and said, Since you have found favor in my sight, I will show you this also. The day of judgment is final and shows to all the stamp of truth. Just as now a father cannot send his son or a son his father or a master his slave or a friend his dearest friend to be sick for him, or sleep or eat or be cured, so no one can pray for another then, or lay a burden on another, for they must all bear everyone his own iniquity or uprightness then. This is the end of the second Esdras reading on what happens when a person dies. Please check the description box for the link to this text. Shalom until next time.